Hello. It's good to see you. Today we're going to be talking about hair, and we're going to try this out. This is a Caruso steam setter. I had the original of this back in the 90s when it was called the Richard Caruso Molecular Hairsetter. Now that was probably back around 1995. I think it was around the time I graduated college the first time. And I saw, this was back, mid 90s. The internet was just barely, sort of becoming a thing. I saw an infomercial on TV for the Richard Caruso Molecular Hairsetter, and I said, wow, for my jacked up hair, that's perfect. I'll tell you why. Well, we're going to talk about hair, and I'm going to tell you why this was perfect for me. Okay, it uses steam to heat up the little curlers. You can see they have different sizes: 6 jumbo, 6 large, 6 medium, 6 small, 6 petite. Now I really don't need these jumbo and large rollers. If it's like the set I had before, if I roll my hair up in them, I take it out and it's just, my hair, it just doesn't do anything. It even says it's great for salons. I don't know that I would bother using this in a salon, but I don't know. It says it's also great for hair extensions and wigs, natural and synthetic, recommended by top stylists. Well, my stars. No, I saw this in an infomercial way back, and I had to have it. And I actually did use it quite a bit. I used it enough to where I didn't feel guilty for buying it. It wasn't a lot. I remember it wasn't super expensive. This one, I think I got this one on Amazon, and it wasn't a lot. It might have been like $35 or something. I'm not sure, but I haven't even opened it. I bought this thinking I would use it on a regular basis. I've had this thing for about 3 months. I haven't even opened the box. It's been sitting in a closet for 3 months. But today we're going to open this up, and we're going to take a look at everything, and we're going to roll my hair. Now, I do want to say one thing right off the bat. Now, just like when I do cooking videos, I always try to remember, well, before I disable comments, I would try to remind people, I'm not a professional. I'm not a chef. I'm not a baker. I'm not any of those things. I'm a paralegal, and if you need to file a patent application, I could probably help you. If you want to make a souffle, I'm not the person to ask. I'm not a professional hair person. That's why I have a wonderful person who colors my hair. I'm not good at rolling hair, so you don't have to critique my technique. It's okay. It doesn't matter. I know I'm doing it wrong, and I don't care that I'm doing it wrong. Okay, let's see how this box opens. You have a tab here that sticks into the lid. Oh, look, it's all new and fresh. Everything is still in the plastic. Ooh. The concept itself is very simple. You have this little container that you put water in, and it heats up the water, and it shoots out steam out the top, and has a little spout. You put the roller down on the spout. Now, when I had my set, you had to put it on there for at least 3 seconds to fully heat the roller, and it has steam in it. I don't know if this one's any different. Oh, you get a complimentary little bag to put your stuff in. See, it says Caruso Steam Setter. I will promptly lose that and never use it. I always just put everything back in the box. It was easy enough. Okay, these are the rollers I like the best. I like these like this. Really, if they get much bigger than these, it doesn't do anything to my hair. Oh, we're going to talk about hair. Did I mention we're going to talk about hair? I've been working all morning in my mind. I have like a squirrel running around in my head right now. And see, then you have these giant ones. I guess those in that separate bag are the petite. No, these are smaller. I guess these are the petite. But I never use these big giant ones because they don't do diddly squat on my hair. I do remember back in the mid 90s, I had really long hair. Here's what my hair looked like in the mid 90s. That was the longest my hair has ever been. At one point it got all the way down to my butt, basically. But then I gradually kind of went shorter after that. It just, when it gets to a certain length, it's just annoying. Like it gets caught in the car door and it blows all over, and it was all one length, and I can brush it down and look like Cousin It. It was funny. But after it gets to a certain length, it's just more trouble than I care to deal with. So I started just gradually cutting it shorter. Here's the unit. Wow, I have to say it's much more fancy looking. The one that I had was just like this purple box. There's the little spout, the little place where you put the roller. It looks like a little toilet. It looks like a little toilet or a bidet with the thing sticking up. Here's the wire, coated in plastic for your protection. They even have plastic on the prongs. Well, this is some high living right here. I'm going to get all of that out of the plastic. We have a step-by-step styling guide. Ooh, they have it in Spanish and French. Provides complete versatility for creating any of today's hairstyles. Well, most people I see just have straight hair and they don't do diddly squat to it. This is from helenoftroyusa.com. too. Now let me see. Now I want to see if it's any different. Now back when I had this set, they had a little scoop. I don't see a scoop. There was a scoop, a tiny scoop. It looked like a little Coke spoon or something, and you had to put a little salt in it. It was like 1/8 of a teaspoon, and you had to put a little bit of salt in with the water, and you had to fill it up to the line, and then you plug it up and you wait for the steam to start coming out. Important safety instructions, we don't care about that. Normally I only read the instructions if I screw up. Clean up and storage, how did I skip over it? I'm not worried about cleaning it up and storing it right now. Probably should have put my glasses on. Prepare to steam. We're going to prepare to steam. Always unplug unit when filling. Lift off steamer top from reservoir to fill. Okay, that's kind of like the old one. Fill to line marked water level inside reservoir. What a coincidence, the line you go to says water level on it. Do not overfill, I remember that. Rejoin steamer top to filled reservoir. So you don't put salt in it anymore. You used to have to put a little salt in it. Unit will begin to steam within approximately 1 minute. After sectioning hair for first roller, place roller onto roller post. Yes, and you're not, see here's the thing that I wondered about. See on the box, it shows you putting the roller on there with the cap on the roller, this little part that goes over it. You're not supposed to do that. That's irresponsible. They shouldn't show it like that. You're supposed to put just the naked roller on there with without that part to let it, get all hot and steamy. You're not supposed to put it on there with the cap on there. It's like they want the world to burn, putting stuff out there misleading people. Oh no, actually no, there is a difference. Hold on. No, I remember this. I remember this, but I never did it. Okay, so you roll the steam-infused roller into the sectioned hair. Following steaming time guidelines on page 8. Why are you being so... They've got a chart. They've made it complicated. When I first had this set, I didn't need glasses to read it because my eyes were much better. Hair type, fine. I have very fine hair. Time in seconds, 3 to 5 seconds. For thin hair, medium hair, 4 to 6 seconds. Heavy hair, hair thickness. Okay, well my hair is not thick at all. I actually have a lot of hair. It doesn't look like it. I have lots of hairs on my head. It's just that they're very fine hairs. It's like corn silk. I mean, it's just, I have a lot of hair, but it doesn't look like it. So 3 to 5 seconds. I think before I had to do it 3 to 5 seconds. These are starting points. You'll need to experiment to find your ideal level. The chart above is for medium length hair. Adjust times up or down to account for shorter or longer styles. Well, I don't know. Different people call different lengths medium hair. Is my hair medium? I don't know. I don't think it'll matter if we leave it on there a little bit longer. I mean, it's fine. Okay. Roll steam infused roller into the sectioned hair. So you roll it on there, and if you want to, and then you can steam the shield, the part that covers the roller. You can steam the shield for 1 to 5 seconds prior to placing over roller. You may find that you prefer an unsteamed shield. I don't know if I prefer an unsteamed shield or not. I haven't done this in many years. I don't know that it matters. Apply clip to roller at scalp. After last roller is applied, wait 10 to 15 minutes for curls to set. Okay, that's basically, the only difference is they're not telling you to put salt in it. Oh look, they even give you an order form. You can order more rollers. You have to send them a check or a money order. Boy, this can't be right. Postage and handling is only $2.25. How old is this paper? This is like something that would have come out of my original 1995 set. Okay, I don't think we need to read into it too much. I just wanted to make sure there was nothing super duper different. There's really not. I'm going to go ahead and get this set up, and then we will come back and we'll steam some hair. I have plugged up our little steamer. I literally just plugged it up. It's already making noise. It's heating. I don't want to jiggle it too much. It's freaking punking out. She's laying on the bed and she's looking over here very offended, like, what are you doing? She's very upset because I just woke her up. Well, they did a nice thing. I may have to move the microphone. That's kind of noisy. They did a nice thing. They gave me some extra little covers. I got 3 extra covers of different sizes. There is steam coming out. Now, when I have not rolled my hair in over, I would say over 20 years. It's been a long time since I curled my hair. I have had straight hair for many years. The last time I got a perm was probably 1991. But I used to get spiral perms. Okay. So I don't know how to do hair. I'm just putting that out there. So be warned. If that upsets you, you might want to just tune out right now because we're about to get started. So you take your little roller here. You see it has a hole in one end. And you stick that down on there after you take the cover off. Look how shiny they are. It's nice steam coming out. So you take the cover off. I'm supposed to section my hair. And I would take mine. That's a big section, I know. I can see Brad Mondo wincing like, ooh, look at that section. Sorry. I don't do hair. There we go. I don't actually time it. It's been long enough. There's steam coming out of it. And it's hot. I'm rolling it the wrong way. I think I'm still rolling it the wrong way. I don't care. Should I steam my cap? I don't want to. I cannot believe I'm rolling my hair. Okay. So hair. What prompted me to do this was somebody commented on my video yesterday. And after I replied, they deleted their comments. So I guess I don't know what they were thinking. But the comment said, Mary, are you okay? Your hair looks so thin. It looks, are you losing hair? That could be the sign. That could be a sign of serious health problems. I hope you're okay. And I read that and I'm like, calm down, WebMD. I'm fine. See, what happened was I'm twisting it before I roll it because that's what I used to do. This looks wrong. Hang on. Let me come up higher. You can really tell I need to get my roots done. I'm getting them done next week. It's been on there way too long. It actually doesn't matter how my hair turns out because literally right after I make this video, I'm going to a boot camp class and it's going to get messed up anyway. See, and that one stayed a lot better. So I read that comment and it just made me laugh because I didn't think my hair looked that bad. But see, the longer my hair gets, the more I put it back like that. So it looks like, I guess it just looks different. Let's see. So I had, before I made that video yesterday, I got out. I was outside for about 3 hours. I mowed the yard. I trimmed some hedges. I washed my car. I vacuumed it out. I pulled some weeds. I mean, I was outside for a while. And my hair got sweaty. I mean, my hair, you know, it wasn't like super fresh and fly and magnificent or anything. I didn't think it looked that bad, but apparently it looked bad enough to make somebody think I was on the verge of death. I told her, I said, no, I just went out and did some yard work and my hair, I guess, got a little greasy or sweaty. Plus, if it's really windy out and it blows my hair around, it's like it activates the oil glands up here and it makes it look super greasy. And when my hair gets greasy, it really shows because of the type of hair I have. If it gets the slightest bit oily, it really shows. And if you're my age, do you remember watching Newhart back in the 90s? You know, when Bob Newhart played the guy from Vermont, and he had, was it Vermont? And he had the Stratford Inn. You remember that show, Newhart? These sections are getting bigger as I go. Do you remember Larry, Daryl, and Daryl in that show? Okay, when my hair gets really greasy, I look like one of the Daryls. And if you've never seen the Daryls, they look like that right there. So when my hair gets a little bit greasy, I look like one of the Daryls, and it looks really gross. And I have to wash my hair every other day, or it just looks awful. Okay. Pumpkin is just sitting there just staring. She is just staring at the steamer. Olive is actually sleeping further over on the bed. Evie's taking a nap downstairs. Yeah, Pumpkin is really, really bothered by this steamer. So I try to wash my hair every other day. I take a shower every day, but I don't wash my hair every day. Because if I wash my hair every day, it's just, it becomes unhappy. Why does that one not sit? Some of them sit on there weird. I'm running out of smaller rollers. That's okay. So, but you see, it's funny because I compare my hair to my kids' hair. Both of my kids have very, very thick hair. They both have red hair. My older son's hair, they were both born with red hair and then it turned kind of blonde for a while, but now it's red again. My older son has a lighter color. His is more like strawberry blonde. My younger son's hair is this really awesome dark red. It's so cool. Every time we go anywhere, he gets so many compliments on his hair. And it's super long as well. His hair is very long. It's almost down to his waist. We really need to get it trimmed. And everywhere we go, people think he's a girl. They say, oh, your daughter has the prettiest hair. He said, Mom, I've just given up correcting these people. I said, sorry. But he has magnificent hair, and it's so funny. If you compare, like if I put my hair in a ponytail and compare it to theirs, the difference is astounding. Like, my hair, if you took all of my hair and put it back in a ponytail, the ponytail might be as big around as a dime, maybe. There's a lot of hair in there, but my hair is just very fine. But their hair, oh my gosh. Because my older son used to have long hair as well, but now his is short. But both of their hair, oh my word, you put it up in a ponytail, that ponytail is that big around. They have hair like a horse's tail. It's crazy. They got that from their dad. They definitely did not get it from me. Ooh. That one didn't seem to go well. All my life, well, not all my life, there were, sometimes I just wish I had different hair, I think we all go through that. We all have spells where we don't like our hair. I do. I definitely do. I had one of my best friends in middle school had hair kind of like Princess Merida in Brave. She had this long red, naturally curly hair. It was beautiful. She hated it. She hated her hair. And I get it. She wanted hair like mine. I wanted hair like hers. I said, we need to just swap hair for a day. She always liked my hair. I liked her hair. Her hair was fabulous. It was majestic. It was long and curly and red. And it was really thick too. Her hair was really thick. I have like a rat tail in the back. I'll get to turn this steamer off in a minute. Okay. There's like one rat tail back here that I did not get. I always wanted thicker hair, like, because with the fine hair, there are a lot of things you can't do without tons of extensions and hairspray and stuff. Like you can't do anything with it. Plus, I just unplugged it. That's quite charming. Once it gets to a certain length, it just kind of hangs there. Like it just kind of, it just sort of flops. Like just, and it gets weighed down, it gets heavy, it gets lifeless. And I always wanted thicker, curly hair. I always thought that would be kind of cool. But I guess after a while, we all just kind of have to embrace what we have and do the best with it that we can. You can't change it. I mean, it's going to keep growing the way it wants to grow. And it doesn't get hot on the outside. I remember the other one would get kind of hot on the outside. This one does not. That's good. I had one little roller left over. I didn't know if I was going to have to use these medium ones or not, but actually I didn't end up having to use these at all. But what was I saying? I forget what I was saying. Yeah, I always wanted different hair. And I guess we always want what we don't have, People with thick hair want fine hair. People with fine hair want thick hair. If you have curly hair, you want straight. You have straight hair, you want curly. I always thought curly hair would be cool. But, oh, I missed that. How did I miss that? That's not enough to bother curling, but it bugs me. I'm going to heat it up one more time. I'm going to use this last roller on that little wisp right there. It'll heat right up, I'm sure. Yeah. Sounds like we're about to get bombed. It's a loud plane going over. Good Lord, it's World War II. Okay. Tiny wisp. What kind of plane is that? Ouch. Okay, whatever it was is gone. I had to wait a while. A whole fleet of something flew over. Yeah, so I think it's gone now, whatever was flying over. It's the first time I've had rollers in my hair in forever. See, back when I was in high school, spiral perms were popular. And I heard that perms were making a comeback, but I haven't really seen that. I haven't really noticed that. Although I will say there are a couple of people I went to high school with that have continued getting perms all this time. It's very interesting. Like they just stuck with that hairstyle. They still have the big, the poof right in front, the big poofy, fluffy bangs. Do you remember that from the 80s where they would have that big puff ball right here? I still know people from high school that still do that. Like they've never changed. I guess they found something they liked and they stuck with it, but okay. But I loved my spiral perm. Here's a picture of me with a perm. I look like a poodle, and that's that's some very curly hair. And the lady who used to do my hair, her name was Trish. That's where the name came from. She was the one that made me originally think of it. This lady, she was awesome. She looked like she should have been in Steel Magnolias. In fact, her shop was in a little building on her property next to her house, just like Truvy's was. And you go inside, and it looked almost exactly like the inside of Truvy's shop. I mean, it was almost identical. It was crazy. The first time I saw that movie, I said, that's like Trish's shop. It's just like that. Same gossip, same everything. But just the way it looked and everything was so similar. And so Trish was the character. She was probably in her 50s. This was back in the 80s. She's probably dead by now. I don't know. But she had a beehive hairdo. She had this, and she was always ready to tell anyone it's my own hair. That's not a wig, that's my hair. She was very proud of the fact that it was her natural hair, and she would tease it and spray it up into a beehive every day. She was a chain smoker. She was constantly smoking, just all, that was common back then. I mean, she was just, always had a cigarette in her hand. And she would talk about hair. She loved to talk about hair. And she would tell me, now, Mary, don't you forget, a woman's hair is her crowning glory. And I will never let you leave here without your crown looking perfect. She was always doing this right here with her hair. She was always touching it and kind of making sure it was smooth, I will never let you leave here without your crown looking perfect. And she did my spiral perms. Now, she was a whiz at perms. I think she did the best spiral perms of anybody in town. And she would do what was referred to as the piggyback method. Now, she did my hair that you see in that's my senior prom picture. She did that, and she did the styling and everything for me. And when she was rolling the hair in a spiral perm, she would use, I think it was the little pink rods, the small ones. I don't know if that was the smallest. She would piggyback. She did the piggyback method where she would roll half of your hair in one roller, and then somehow she would piggyback that roller on a second roller and roll the second half in a second roller. So you had like 20 pounds of rods on your head, But she said that doing it that way allowed more of the solution to get to the hair strands. You could saturate them better if you didn't have it all wrapped up on one rod. Especially for, my hair was a bit longer than some people's. It wasn't super long, but, for a spiral perm. And she said, especially for my hair type, every little bit helps because my hair is just so fine. And she would get irritated with me. She said, your hair runs away from scissors. Your hair, because it's slippery, like you go to cut it and it just sort of slides out of the scissors. So she'd fuss at me, Mary, now make sure you don't wash your hair before you come in here. Don't wash it for a day or two. That makes it a little less slippery, but when it's clean, it's very slippery. She would always trim my hair before she did anything else. And I worked in a little mom and pop grocery store, and I used some of my money to pay for my perms and my haircuts. I had the poofy thing in the front, but it wasn't very good because my hair is so fine, like all the hairspray in the world wouldn't help it a whole lot. But you had your Rave hairspray, White Rain, Aqua Net. Remember Final Net? My mother would buy Final Net. I still remember they had commercials on TV for Final Net. It came in this plastic bottle, and it was wider at the base, and it had a pump on it. It wasn't an aerosol. I had to buy my own Aqua Net because my mom hated it. So I'd have to go and buy my own Aqua Net or Rave or White Rain or whatever. She only would ever use Final Net. But I didn't really like Final Net. It didn't seem to work as well. But you know, a problem I've had with my hair, not that just that it's fine. One good thing about it being fine is it's super easy to roll up. It said I have to leave these on for 10 to 15 minutes. Maybe I should have steamed the cap on a few to see if it made a difference. Well, it's too late now. But this thing is fun to play with. I should leave it out and do it more often. But when I was in my early 20s, when I was 21, when I graduated from college, I got my BA in psychology at 21. I was 3 credits shy of a double major at 21. And that was while working 30 hours a week and being a research assistant for some of the psychology professors that did animal behavior research. Totally has nothing to do with anything. I started noticing significant gray hair when I was 21. I remember because when I graduated, that was around the time, probably because I stressed myself out all the time. I had significant amounts of gray hair, which kind of made sense. Hey! Olive just woke up and went, hey! She's sleeping at me. Hey, kitty! She meowed and yawned. It's okay. Both of my parents started going gray when they were in their teens, and my brother also started going gray in his teens. I started going gray at about 21, and I was not ready for gray hair at 21. I said, I can't. So I've been coloring my hair for many years. I've been coloring it for more than 25 years. But the older I get, you know, as you get older, your hair is a little bit more fragile. And I have a professional do my hair, and she's very good. I like to keep the light blonde. You know, when I was a kid, I had blonde hair, and the pictures of me in high school, it's not dyed. I mean, that was my natural color. But this is me as a kid. I had blonde hair, and it was light blonde, and it was like corn silk. It was very silky. And but you can, you know, as I started to get older, it did get a bit darker though. And here you can see what I look like when you put me in a dress. I didn't like dresses. I really didn't. I was a big time tomboy. I loved to play in the dirt and, you know, run around and catch snakes and frogs, and that was my thing. I loved it. Here I am with my first broken arm. I broke it jumping on the trampoline when I wasn't supposed to, and the mat split, and it hit my arm on the steel frame and broke it in 2 places and dislocated my wrist. Yeah, here I am. This is me when I graduated kindergarten. I have the same dress on because my mom made that dress. It was the only dress I had, and I guess it must have still fit me when I graduated kindergarten. But yeah, as I got older, my hair started to go gray, and my hair has been every color. I've dyed it basically every shade of brown. It's been black. I dyed it. It was supposed to be auburn, but it came out kind of burgundy. But it was cool though. It was back in the 90s, and it looked cool. I actually liked it. It didn't look anything like the color on the box, but I thought it was pretty. But then I kind of went back to blonde, and I'm going to leave it there as long as I can. You know, I think sometimes you get to a certain age and it just doesn't look good anymore. You know, I might go all gray one of these days. And like my grandmother, my mother and her mother. I have a double crown. You know, most people have that one swirl. I have two, and they're about that far apart, right about here. They're both off center, and both of my kids also have a double crown. And it's funny because my older son is hilarious. His two swirls go in opposite directions. Like one goes this way, like and they come together and they make this point, like about right here. So when his hair is really short, it shows. He has to keep it a certain length, and he's found somebody to cut his hair that understands that and will cut it in such a way that it won't stick up like that. As I have apologized to both of my kids. I said, I'm really sorry you got, I was hoping they would not get that, but they both have a double crown. My younger son, his two swirls are further apart, so they don't meet and make a point anywhere. They're farther apart, but he does have two. And the bad thing about it too, the swirl I have right here, it causes this weird part right back here on kind of on the back of my head, and I'm constantly trying to brush the hair so it doesn't make a funky part, but it just parts again because of the stupid swirls back there. It just makes it part funny. I don't know if it's been long enough, but yeah, I wanted to say, if my hair ever looks dull and lifeless, it's not because I'm about to die. You know, I'm not on the verge of death as far as I know. It's probably because I need to wash it. You know, and I try to time it out. Like I have a hair appointment coming up in about a week, and I try to time out my hair washing, so because the lady who does my hair now says the same thing, like, don't wash it right before you come in here. Leave them at least 24 hours, preferably 48. You know, don't wash it. So I try to time it so it works out, but sometimes I'll mess up. So if you see it looking greasy, it may be because I have a hair appointment coming up. But it doesn't mean I'm on the verge of death. It probably just means I need to wash my hair. You know, and I know people too that have like thick curly hair, and they can go for a week or more without washing their hair. Personally, I don't think I could stand it because I have my scalp gets oily. I couldn't imagine going that long. It was just like my scalp would be itchy. I couldn't stand it. Let me start. Where should I start? Let's start with this one. I have to figure out which way I have it. Oh, look. That's cute. And I would always leave the cap off of these. Like, they're dry, but I would always leave them off for a little bit just to make sure it completely dries. Oh, look. These are so much fun to play with. The reason I liked these back when I bought my first set, I remember I had to call them to order it. Like, you could call them, or they had an address where you could mail a check or a money order. I called them to order it because I think I cut myself off. I was explaining that. My hair was so damaged because I was always coloring it and, you know, like not being nice to my hair. The thing I like about this set, and they're not paying me to say this, I like it. It just uses hot steam, you know, and I think it's nice. I think it's kinder to your hair than some hot rollers are. Oh, I went the wrong way or something. What'd I do? Looking at the monitor doesn't help. Now, sometimes you will get a curler stuck in your hair. Oh my God. Look at that. That's pretty cool. It seems that they still work just as well as they used to. It definitely did something. I wish I had curled it up closer to the top of my head. But I'm just playing with it right now. Like I said, I'm getting ready to go work out, so it doesn't matter. And two, one thing I like about this set, these curls will last for several days if you don't wash your hair. Look. These two keep whopping into each other. Well, Olive is no longer interested. She's gone back to sleep. Oh, that was the little wisp. Oh my word. And I think the instruction book shows you different ways you can curl it. Like I twisted the hair a little bit before I rolled it to get more of a spiral to it. But you don't have to do that. There are different ways you can do it. And see, you don't have to leave them in there for a super long time. Did I get them all? No, I did not. That one still feels kind of wet for some reason. Leave that out. Now when it gets to this part, see, then usually what I would do, I would just take my fingers and just kind of do like that, or a pick or something. Like I wouldn't brush it. Yeah, I do have a superpower. I can shed all day and then never go bald. My hair is all over this house. God, I shed all the time. That's my superpower. So there we have it. I have a little bit of bounce and body to my hair. Like I could spray it with a little bit of some sort of, I don't know if you'd want to spray it with much, because anything you spray it with is going to possibly cause the curl to come out. So you wouldn't want to spray it with a whole lot. I might just spray it with a little bit of curl retainer or something. I don't know. But there it is. So yeah, I have very fine hair, and it's just, my hair is very thin. I don't like the term thin because then it sounds like I'm going bald. I don't think I'm going bald. It's just very fine hair. It's just the texture of my hair. I inherited my mom's hair, basically. She has very fine hair as well. And I think overall I like it though. You know, I have wigs. If I want my hair to look different, I have wigs I can put on. And the good thing about fine hair is, even though it's longer, I can put it up under a wig cap very easily and put on any wig I want to. So if I want long curly hair, I can just put on a wig or something, and you know, it's very simple. So yeah, I am glad I bought this. I really need to leave it out and use it more, because that's very cute actually, and it's not hard. I mean, like I said, I'm no professional, but I still got it to work. Now I have used this set before, so I mean I do have experience with it. And you always want to make sure too that when you're done that you clean this out and dry it thoroughly. Like you can just turn it upside down and let it air dry. Just pour the water out and make sure it thoroughly dries before you put it away. I do know that. And I would always leave my curlers sitting out to make sure they're thoroughly dry before I put them away, so you don't end up with mold or any kind of moisture damage on to your property, to your products. But yeah, that's my little ramble about hair. And I got to try my Caruso Hairsetter kit that I bought so long ago and thought I would use frequently. Maybe I will. I think I need to put it somewhere where I will see it on a regular basis. I just stuck it in the linen closet and almost never look in there, so I kind of forgot about it. And so then when somebody thought I was near death because my hair was greasy, somehow it made me think of the hair setter, and I thought I should get that out and play with that. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it, getting to see the little hair setter set and the curlers, and you can see what it did to my hair, and it will last. I mean, this will last a couple days. Well, I'll probably wash my hair tonight, actually. It depends on how sweaty I get in this class. You know, if I get really sweaty, I'll wash it. I can't stand to feel, I can't stand for my head to get sweaty. It just feels gross. So I might wash it out. But you know what, if I do, I can just do it again. It didn't really take all that long. It's very simple. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a wonderful day. I will see you again soon.